ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसा संगस्तेषु उपजायते संगात् संजायते कामा कामात् क्रोधो विजायते. If you sow a seed in the ground, in the earth, if you sow a seed, to grow, for growing this seed, we need a water. We have to give a water to it. We have to keep this plant, the seed, in the sunrise, in the sunlight. And if required, sometimes we need to give some khad also, means some nourishments. And we have to take care of it properly. We have to make a fence for it. Then daily if you give water, then slowly this seed breaks the earth and comes up. And it grows. And a plant, and then there's a tree. Yes? This is how a plant grows. For growing a seed, we need water, sunlight, so many things. How can a thought can grow? As devotees, anybody? How a thought can grow? If you compare the seed with the thought, how can this thought can grow? What is required to grow this thought? Anybody?
Prabhu,
Yes.
for whatever the thought, if suppose it is the right thought, we need right environment to grow, like association and the time we wanted to be productive with the thought, and everything should be right in that way, contemplating to grow. Like
That's the point. Contemplation is a point. So contemplation is actually sunlight. Contemplation only water. Contemplation only the fence. Everything is contemplation. Just by contemplating over this thought will grow. This thought will grow. Sometimes we may not, just like you are saying, we need a proper environment if it is a good thought. But sometimes even if it is not good thought, just contemplation is sufficient to grow these thoughts. Whether it's a toxic, whether it's a good thought, whatever it may be. So just a contemplation. Dhyayato vishayan pumsa sangasteshu pajayate. So this thought turns into emotion. Initially it is a thought seeds. It is a seed-like thought. The same thought turns into emotion. Sangasteshu. Yes, I want it. I like it. I don't like it. Like that. So contemplation causes the tiny thought to grow. So this thought grows inside. Yes, this thought grows inside our heart, inside our mind. When we contemplate, keep on thinking about our thought, that thought, it grows. And for your information, can we stop these thoughts? Can we stop these thoughts? Can we stop thinking? No. We cannot stop these thoughts. We cannot stop this thinking. Similarly, we cannot stop the emotions, feelings. It's very hard. So, if you want to give a nice shape to the tree, plant, at the tender age only we have to give a shape to the plant. Similarly, when we streamline these thoughts, then our emotions can be streamlined. So at the tender age only, when the thought came in the first stage, that time only we should set it in a right frequency, then emotions also gets in tuned. These thoughts and emotions are very, very psychological subject, very, very deep psychological subject. You see, mad person, he gets a number of innumerable thoughts. A mad person means somebody who is similarly children's, they get innumerable thoughts. Similarly girls, so many thoughts. So sometimes we get confused which thought needs to be addressed, which thoughts needs to be ignored. And we have here the next level of discussion. Understand this. Every thought is associated with some type of emotion. Every thought. Yes. So actually, thought comes from the head. Emotion comes from the heart. Emotions are very, they don't consider the thoughts, and thoughts they don't consider about emotions many times. You see, there are men mostly they are thought led, I mean rationally they think about the life, men. And women mostly, generally, they are emotionally led in the life. I mean, when I say led means they live their life mostly with emotions. Men, they live with their life with the thoughts. Rationally they think that these. But unfortunately, it's a fact that every thought is associated with some emotion. I was hearing one podcast. Generally, women, girls, from childhood onwards, they have a lot of emotions. That's why they need mother, father, that love and affection. Emotionally, one has to address this woman. They get thoughts, but these thoughts are overpowered by emotions. In women, emotions overpower the thoughts. But in men, after some age, when certain age comes, they lead their life. They don't need mother, father, Men always doesn't need to be with man, woman, mother, father. If you keep them in hostel, they will live their life. But still they have some emotions, Every thought is generally associated with the emotions. So that's why in childhood, every child in the childhood, if they get proper love and care from the parents, in childhood, when it is required, emotions are addressed, thoughts are addressed. When lovable parents are there, then their post childhood, after childhood, in their young age, in their elderly age, they can live very comfortably, very happily, either men or women. But every thought is associated with some emotion. Yes. So many times we plan something to do, something that is thought oriented, but all of a sudden emotions overpower these thoughts and we do something else. We end up in doing something which we don't want to do. Yes, because emotions, they overpower us. This is a very, very deep psychological topic. Hear very carefully. These thoughts and emotions are always together. Sometimes thoughts become the seeds, and these seeds becomes grows up into emotions because of contemplation. That is the first point. And second point, many times these emotions also joined with this, enjoined with these thoughts. When we get thought, along with thought, there is emotion also. Yes. So the point is, in our life, we should, first of all, we should streamline. Is this thought associated with which kind of emotion? Is this thought and emotion, is it favorable for me or not favorable for me? We should streamline in the beginning only. First of all, thought. Is this thought leads to good emotion or bad emotion? Emotion or commotion? So we should streamline in the beginning only. So that's how we should understand the dynamics, how these emotions plays a role in my life. Definitely we cannot give up these thoughts, we cannot give up these emotions, but in the tender age only we should identify and we should get connected to Krishna consciousness. Either thoughts or emotions, both. Both should be diverted or transformed towards Krishna. The thoughts and emotions. We remembered Vishwanath Pitamaha prayers. Iti mati rupa kalpita vitrishna Bhagavati satvata pungave vibhumni. Vishwanath Pitamaha says this. Up to now I was thinking so many years, so much time, I was just thinking about these Kauravas and Pandavas, my Lord, O Krishna. Now while being on the deathbed, arrow bed, Vishwanath Pitamaha is saying this. Up to now my thoughts and feelings, I invested on these Kauravas and Pandavas to take care of them. But now, let me invest my thinking, feeling, willing in you. So, in this way we should understand the dynamics of thoughts and emotions. So here very carefully, yesterday we discussed when the thought comes, when the tempting thought comes, when there is a tempting thought in our life, because we imagine about this tempting thought, we get trapped into illusion. Yes, yesterday we discussed this. There are sometimes tempting thoughts comes. These thoughts are very, very hazardous, very dangerous to us. We are clearly know that, we clearly know it. But still, we get into jayato, imaginations. And we waste our time, energy into it. And we get spoiled. So these imaginations, dhyayato, when I say dhyayato, sometimes daydreamers are there. People, they keep dreaming. When thought comes in the mind, and they whole day, hours and hours, they just think about these thoughts, contemplate those thoughts. They live in imaginary world. And we get succumbed. We get trapped by these imaginations. So similarly, just thoughts cannot be avoided, emotions cannot be avoided, even these imaginations, because we live in a world where world itself is imagination. World itself is a Brahma, illusion. So we also get into imaginations field. But at this time, definitely, when there is a emotions cannot be easily controlled. When these imaginations turns into emotions, I mean, when the thought, because of contemplation, this turns into imagination, and this imagination turns into emotions, And these emotions, it's very, very difficult to control. Somebody who is controlling his emotions, feelings, we can understand he's thought-driven life. He has a thought-driven life. Means he's thinking with the head. Yes. Sometimes you see, there are mixture of emotions comes in our life. Mixture of emotions. We are angry at person, at the same time we love him. Yes. Parents and children, they get so much angry on the children, they want to beat him. But at the same time, oh, he's my son. So there are some mixture of emotions. At that time, father, he guides, he helps. Father doesn't show much emotions. Huh? When he shows, he's overloaded with emotions. Generally, parents, among the parents, mother is emotionally driven, father is rationally driven. So for a child, emotional support comes from the mother and rational support comes from the father. If you see a small child is crying in the hall, is crying, small child. So the mother is cooking in the kitchen. The father, he woke up early morning, he just took some tea and reading newspaper. When child cries, father gets disturbed, but mother doesn't get disturbed. She comes along with cooking, along with the kitchen work, she comes and takes care of the child. Father gets disturbed. See, here understand this carefully. It is not that they are expert in managing emotions. Women is not just, it is not that they are expert in managing emotions. They can address every emotion. Feelings, because they are emotionally driven. But men, they are rationally driven, because they take time to digest this, They take time to understand this. So in our life, both are important. Mother is important, father is also important. I mean, emotionally also we should understand, and thought rationally also we should understand. So expert person is one who balances both emotions and is resolutions. Means rationality means resolutions. So we should balance both. Okay, I thought to do this. I'm planning to do this. Rationally, I wanted to do this. My head driven. I'm planning to do something. I wanted to control this. I want to manage this. I want to do this. I want to achieve that rationally. But when in the process, there are a lot of emotions we must have to deal. But expert person is someone who draws his contemplation, who makes balance of his contemplation and imagination based on both thought and emotions. So this is just a theory. I hope you are able to understand it. It's not. I hope it is not going overhead, right? So practical example I just give. We should, when we make some plans in our life, it is not that we only become rationally headed. Oh, I will think, whatever I planned, I will do it. But in between there are some emotions, they come and they attack us. But we should be ready to face those emotions. So our resolutions and emotions, both should be balanced and lead our life. Yes. So that is possible in Krishna consciousness. So when somebody becomes a devotee of Krishna, he becomes soft-hearted. Otherwise, he is hard-hearted outside. In the material world, people, they never care. They never care how you feel. But devotees, they concern about your feelings, they are concerned about your thoughts. So they are emotional. But not just emotional. We have Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. We should read Bhagavad Gita. We should read Bhagavatam. We should hear daily basis. We should have some thought input, rational input, philosophical input daily basis. So those thoughts, these emotions can be driven by the thoughts. Yes. At the same time, both should be valid. Emotions and thoughts, both should be addressed and balanced. How we can do this? By balancing, by connecting our imaginations, our contemplations and imaginations with the truth, with Krishna. Then we can balance both thoughts and emotions. We can balance both our rationality, our resolutions, and our emotions. This is the biggest challenge in the modern relationships, biggest challenge. When a boy and girl, they come in relationship, girl always expects attention, but boy has a lot of things to do. He has a job, he has a parents. But if a girl understands this, oh, he has emotions, at the same time he has the responsibilities, then the relationship goes cool and calm. If anything becomes overpowered, if thought becomes overpowered by the emotions, or if emotions becomes overpowered by the thoughts, if there is no proper understanding of balance of these thoughts and emotions, then relationship goes in very different direction. So I hope you all understood these thoughts and emotions. Dhyayato is a thoughts, contemplation, imagination. That turns into sangasteshu pajayate, sanga sanjayate kama. That turns into emotion. Before it turns into kama, before it turns into severe emotions, we should understand, we should balance both thought and emotion. Hare Krishna. So anybody has any questions, comments, what we discussed today? Thoughts and emotions, devotees. Any questions, comments?
Prabhu, I have a question.
Yes.
We try to control our emotions at sometimes, but sometimes it's way beyond you go way beyond your mind. You know that it is wrong, but still you make an attempt to do that wrong thing.
Yes. Why? Why do you think so? You tell me the reason. Why do you think so? These emotions are overpowering. Overpowering thoughts at that time. Why do you think so?
I don't know, but I have noticed my mind that I know
Yeah,
that
actually,
thing is wrong, but
Krishna's Arjuna is asking same question in third chapter. I don't want to do this, but some force is something is forcing me to do this. What is that, Krishna? Krishna says it is a karma. So we became our imaginations, our contemplation became so much, so that we gave value to emotions than thoughts. That's how that leads into kama. Jyayato vishyan pumsa sangasteshu pajayate sanga sanjayate kama. It developed into kama. Now, at that point of kama, our emotions will overpower us. We'll become emotionally driven. It's very, very difficult at that time. That's why before it turns into kama, we need to contemplate and connecting with Krishna, connecting with truth. Balance, we should create a balance line.
yes.
Sahitro says kama results koma. Yeah, moha. It leads to anger, moha, greed, all that. Kama is a beginning point. Lust, anger, greed. Good, Sahit bro. Is it clear, Dhwani?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
So that's why it is suggested, every day we should have some spiritual, philosophical discussion. We should read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam daily basis. We should hear something daily basis. This encourages us, inspires us, our thoughts. One girl, she sent a message a few days back. I think reality is so sad. The truth is very, very sad. Life is very. There is one girl, a relative was going through an operation. She called me yesterday. She says, Prabhuji, it is true. When the situation comes in our life, it is very hard to think of these thoughts and philosophy. I'm not this body, I'm soul. It's very difficult to understand this. Yes, it's very difficult. Why? Because we are addicted. We are habituated with the asat. We are habituated with the untruth. That's why we become fearful, we become sad, we think that, oh, reality is so bad. But actually, reality is so beautiful. It is so pleasurable. It is so amazing. That is Krishna. Reality is Krishna. He is beautiful. His philosophy is perfect. When we hear daily basis, then we get habituated with the truth. Then, at the difficult times and the situations, when the time comes, we really stick with the truth. Life becomes peaceful and happy. That's why we should hear daily basis. Some philosophical discussion we should have every day. That sharpens our thought process. Okay? Okay, devotees. Any other questions, comments? Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, last one, Banusri. Yes, please.
Prabhu, if we see in our daily life, emotions, like if people are emotional, like if they cry or if they feel something in that way sad, we give more importance for them instead of what is right. Why emotions are being so that gives so attraction for other people, so that many people go and they wanted to solve that thing, like what they are feeling or what, but they don't want to erase the base, what is wrong or what is not right.
Yeah, that's a comment, right? I hope it's a comment.
Comment and question both are there, Prabhu.
It's a
Like
comment.
this
Where
is
is the question in
encouraged
this?
and not this, and why it is not being correct? Like why
That's
millions
why.
of people are being attracted?
That's why. That is the whole point, right? Mother, she wants to give everything to son, everything to daughter. Whatever they ask, she is ready to give. And she will force husband also. Give him, he wants toy. Hey, he wants ice cream. He wants this. But husband knows what to give at what time. Means men knows. I mean, thoughts and emotions both are required in our life. So why we get attracted to emotions? Because our life is based on emotions. When we are mostly driven by emotions, then we also get attracted to others' emotions. We wanted to address those emotions. When a girl comes to a boy crying, oh, mera breakup ho gaya, that, this. So boys, they generally take advantage of it, most of the times. Boys generally, they take advantage of it. Because girls are emotional. So boys, they will take advantage of it. So that's why emotions should be led by thoughts. Of course, emotions are important. But these emotions should be led by thoughts. That needs a training. That parents are the ones who has to train them. Nowadays, I think parenting videos are coming. Lot of videos are coming in Instagram, social media. Parents are trying to teach their followers how to manage with the children's. Child upbringing is very very important topic at the beginning stage. So both emotions and thoughts should be valid. Only mama ka pari, what is that, papa ka pari, mama ka pari. In Hindi they have this, అమ్మగారి కొడుకు తండ్రి గారి అబ్బాయి, something like that. So if they have only one, it's very difficult. Both should be balanced from childhood onwards. Okay, clear? Yes, Harsh, last one. We'll take last and end it here. Yes, Harsh.
Yes. Sir, Prabhuji, what is meant by encapsulation, that word?
What? Which word? Which word?
Encapsulation. कुछ तो था ना, बोला था वो इम्पोर्टेंट रहता है इनकैप्टिनेशंस थॉट में.
Can anybody understand this? Can anybody help me, please? Imagination.
Contemplation, I think.
Yeah, contemplation. Yeah. Generally, we contemplate, right? When the thought comes, we contemplate. That is dhyayato. So that thought, contemplation, then it turns into imagination. That leads to emotion. So it's a sequence. So the thought and contemplation should be connected to Krishna, truth, practicality, reality. Then the emotion, imagination also turns into connected to Krishna. Then both thoughts and emotions can be connected to Krishna. Thinking, feeling, willing for Krishna. Got it? समझ गया?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, devotees. We'll end here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sumit Prabhu, so much. Saidendra Prabhu, Sumit Prabhu, so much love for me. Thank you very much. Thank you for your appreciations. Saidendra Prabhu and Sumit Prabhu. Hare Krishna.